Hello my friends, welcome to this week's weekend special where I want to build a farmhouse dining table in FreeCAD. I downloaded this plan for free from DIYNils.com where you can get this one for free as well. I'll be modifying this however to fit my purpose and also convert it to millimeters from inches and feet. I want to build the middle bar first, and I want to keep in mind that I will be mirroring part from here to there, and that's why I am starting from the middle as my origin. And here you can see 575 millimeter. That's the mirror length that I will be using over and over again. On the middle bar I want to create a half lap joint. That way although it's a farmhouse table, I want to include this joiner in there. That way the nails would be much more effective. Only it won't have to rely on the nails. So there it is, the half of the middle bar. The sketch is done. It is always a good idea to actually rename the sketches and parts in where we'll be dealing with multiple parts together, so we can go back and then find the appropriate part to edit. So here is the half of the middle bar. We can go ahead and then mirror it. And I want to make that a union right now because that will help me actually concentrate on like how it looks. Now that the mid bar is done, I want to transfer my focus on the support. I want to build the sketch right where I will be placing it, like where it should be there. And I can see that the 575, it will be the magic number I'll be using again and again. So I'm gonna go ahead and then rename that as a reference, so I can use that reference going forward. Now let's talk about the support system. I will be using two supports on both sides. That rectangle that you see over there on the sketch, that's just for visualization. I can go ahead and delete it and then actually build the support bar at the bottom. So in the first half of the portion of the video, I said there will be half lap joint, and half lap joint works on both sides. So both of the parts that will come into the joint will have half of the part eaten away. So I did that in the mid bar. Now it's time to do that on the support as well. So that's why you see that notch in the middle that will actually bite into the middle bar. And there it is. I could do the chamfering later on. It's easier that way. So time to do the chamfering. I'll be introducing a 25mm chamfer at this end. Alright. That I wanted to show you how it would look after I mirror it, but I don't want to mirror it right now. I want to work on the other two notches where the pillars, the vertical bars will go in. And I could do that with two cubes, but it's easier to do it with the sketch. For this time I thought I'd just go ahead and then build them as a sketch. Later on you will see me actually building this notch with a cube because that was only one notch. Here we have like two of them. I would like to spread them out evenly on the sides, and it will be 100mm divided by 2 depth of notch, so that's 50mm depth. There you can see this sketch at the bottom. I can make extrusion of about 100mm minimum, so I go a little overboard and then make a cut from the bottom bar there, so you can see the notch there. Now I would like to do the same thing for the top side. So top crossbar will be almost the same thing, but it will be different at the middle notch because we won't have a middle bar. At the same fashion we will have one. It will be a little skinnier. It will be on the upside. So let me go ahead and then build this embedded notch from XY plane, and then we can think about the middle notch later on. So we have this sketch at the bottom. Now I can go ahead and then pull it up to the height where I want it to be, and I can do that embedded into the sketch even after I do the extrusion. So I pull it up. So I pull up the sketch, the extrusion go up as well. And it's always a good idea to actually rename your objects so that, if needed, I can go back and then edit them later on. So it is always good idea to rename the sketches, rename the parts, especially when I have more than 4 or 5 parts to deal with. Renaming is a great resource. Alright, so now it's time to do the middle notch, which I said it will be a skinnier. So I'm thinking about 50 millimeter by 50 millimeter. That's like 2 inches by 2 inches bar that will grow across on the top side of the bar. Alright, so both top and bottom bars are done. It's time to do the vertical 2 pillars, and I can build one pillar and then mirror it over on the other side. So that will have 2 pillars. And this one, actually, I want to build the pillars mimicking the notches and in place. So you see, I am going back and forth between moving the sketch before I work on it or like after I work on it. It doesn't matter as long as they are at the right place. So you can see the pillar sketch is done. Now I can go ahead and then extrude it for 100 millimeter. And that pillar will have notches built in. Now original farmhouse style tables, they don't have half left joints or not joint at all. It's like mostly built on screws and heavy duty nuts and bolts. The idea is great, it works fine. So it gets 95. Having the wood joinery in there, in my mind, makes it to 99. So one pillar is done. I can go ahead and then mirror it right now to make it 2 pillars and then complete one side supports. So there it is. One side, left side support is completed. I can go ahead and then fusion them into one object and rename that as our right support. Okay, now it's time to mirror it over on the left side. So that way we are done with the substructure. Now that we are done with the substructure, you can kind of guess what it will look like after the table will be built. Now we'll have to pay attention to the table. Now on the table, it's a wide and long table. So I decided it would be better to have 3 longitudinal bars to support the table. The top plate will provide some rigidity, so the edge bars will actually provide some stiffness to the plate, and the mid bar will be supported by the support actually. So that's how it will look like, 3 longitudinal bars across the length, and the middle one is directly on top of the support, and the 2 others are directly glued with the top board. And let's go ahead and build the top board and then make it look like a dining table. Throughout this table build, I have multiple parts that I built in. I have not used reference lines or reference points. I always keyed in the values. There is no interdependency between 2 parts. They're totally independent, and I can update them as much as I want at any time, at any sequence. So let's go ahead and make a measurement, see how high our table is. It's about 2.5 feet vertically. So I hope you liked this. This table was a really great project, and if you have any question, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.